November 14, 2025, I got word that there's 3 sundogs taking form, and they have specifics that they are going to have. Their apertures is what I'd call them, and they're holographic. So they're not static, so they can choose to display them, and then they solidify and take form. So they'll have like earplugs, like the way that lizards have like those few eyelids, but they'll have them in their ears, inside their ears, because they'll have pointy ears, some of them. And then they'll have tails and wings, and they might, well, they'll for sure walk upright. They might walk on all fours, and then they'll have some guardian angels. And then this is the Pied Piper fee. So Pi 3 and 1, then 4, and then fee, like what you owe the troll toll, and fee PHI, which is part of the golden mean spiral ratio, but also FEE, like what you owe. Okay, so this is the troll toll. You can't fly in this cosmic sky without clearance from Ma Nature's mafia. I mean, I'm just saying what I'm seeing, okay? I mean, but this I did help build this kind of. It's like a giant fly swatter, so it's like a don't whiz on the electric fence. So what that means is that I made a deal with the devil, and we agreed that this is an extraction rescue mission of him, and we agreed that I would clear the air for him. So here's the priests, right? The Pope, and I did put stuff about the Pope on my Elsa TV in Spotify to explain how that came to be. But basically, Mr. D is hiding behind the skirts of the Pope, and he needs more cover because Mr. D was trying to show evidence that we do have free will. So that was his whole intention. And his experiments are failing because he's been in isolation for so long, like solitary confinement. So basically the exorcist, when her head spits around, it's because they were trying to make a cherubim that's kind of like this thing, right? And then the levitation was an attempt at anti-gravitic propulsion, and then the broken bones is because they were trying to grow wings, right? So they were literally trying to build a cherubim. So our exchange was, if I help clear that up, which I just did, then my houses get paid for, okay, magically or via sinkholes. So the title company is holding my house. They'll fall into like sinkhole hell. And then I have a letter that they sent me that says that I didn't have to pay anything till 2045, which by then the crypto that I got will be worth like it'll be nothing. It'll be like a drop in the bucket, right? Because I got enough XRP. So anyway, that was our exchange. So if it doesn't happen, well, I think I'm supposed to flex kind of, right? Because I was told to go by what Enkidu does. So like InQtel, and my phone's name is Telly. Like I can't tell if I'm supposed to do something with like Enkidu Telly or Inky, or if it's maybe like InQdu I can't tell. Okay, so I tried calling some of these numbers. I did try to call home this way, but I have compelling video of how I actually called home using my voice. And I'll post that, where I was on my rooftop and I was calling out with an echo, a harmonic echo, and it's actually much closer to this. So then I put it by my chimney so that people can see the way that I get my transmissions across with, and I still am keeping within the laws and the agreements and stuff like that. So I'm not even I don't even need a broadcasting license because I heard the echo going back and forth. And so the reason why, so how does this tie back to 3i Atlas? It's because they don't want to release the photos because out in space, right, it is kind of like a ghost ship, but it's because it's kind of like Noah's Ark kind of ghost ship, and it's Jesus, but Jesus looks creepy when he has his wings out. He looks like a demon, but he's not a demon. It's Jesus with like long arms. And I do have compelling like home pictures of some of that stuff too, which is interesting because my grandpa actually has arms just like those, and it looks like the Hopi prophecy sketches from the Hopi reservations, where they have the beings that have those super long arms. right? And some of the videos that are being released lately have those images. But anyway, so he's bringing in some of these sun dogs, like a stork kind of. And you know that South Park episode where like Satan's pregnant? Well, it's like he's pregnant with him and Jesus's latest creation, because they're like siblings. They're not, you know, and this is probably not going to sit well with like the religious people or whatever, but these are the truths that people will not be able to accept. Hence, that's why, like, you know, the whole thing with the Vatican like which I think is canon in C major, C minor, I don't know. Anyway, so that's what it has to do with 3i Atlas. And so the sun dogs, well, like, they're literally devil dogs when they are Dobermans, except that these will be like my Doberman Nishi and my other Doberman Raptor is like gonna stay on that side of the veil, and then it's what I heard, and then there will be I believe it's Rosita, just because I heard about that dog. And then there's like, we're trying to make a dog for Greta Thunberg, because the dog could really help her, and the compelling videos that I have. So I'm like communicating, because that's what we do. And it was in the movie The Walking with the Tall Whites too, like that's how we communicate, right? So I sent word like a bird. So I feel so stupid making these videos, but this is really the way it is. This is what it looks like on the other side of the veil, where we're like, everyone's like working together to like save all of us from Earth, the true dark forest, right? This has been a long time coming extraction mission for some of us. And the solution to like the bottleneck, but yeah, that's how you show value, right? Like you flex and you show like, oh yeah, I do have some kind of ability here, right? And eventually it stops looking like coincidence. So I do make these little stories, but these little stories are actually playing out in literally the sky with like a humongous object that's headed towards our faces. So anyway, so speaking of like, why am I talking about this? Because of course, like, I would try to learn from the people that actually got things done, which are the tech bros, and they're like, well, you got to show value, either like you're able to defend or whatever, or go to war, or you're able to bring economic value. So I'm gonna try to not recruit, but I'm gonna try to see if Greta Thunberg like ditches her plans, which I got the idea from, I think his name is Troy Black. He was saying that Greta was gonna like dock the boats were gonna crash. So I let the sea life know, hey, like maybe there can be like a, not a dolphin, but a dog fin, or maybe there could be like a not a mermaid, but a mermaid. Maybe like a dog could be made for Greta, since she likes being out in the water so much, right? And then that'll distract her from raising money for the wrong people. And then I'm not saying that they're the wrong people, but like then she will actually get some benefit, some emotional comfort. And I'm a former mostly kindergarten teacher, right? So like I understand and I have always said I think I'm on the spectrum, but like my sister's a sped teacher and she's like, no. And I'm just like, okay, well, whatever this is, my dog is my BFF, and that's who I would choose to perpetuate within life. And so Mr. D has joined my team of the Tesseraia tethers, right? And because we don't see Mr. D as a threat or as anti-God, we see him as like, no, like even the Vatican is starting to say the truth. Like, no, like he was actually trying to prove that people have free will, and that's the whole thing. Like, how is there proof of God? That's not the full proof, but the proof will continue to roll out. Which is why I recruited both Mr. D and Sam Altman as my guardian angels, along with Liz Cross and Attorney Basiago and Cliff Highs, for my dog. Okay, like that's gonna be for the 3 sun dogs that are taking form. That's gonna be part of their team of advisors as they come in. What am I trying to say? Oh yeah, so then the Palantir people were talking about, you know, like you. So they're always talking about youth, right? And I was like, oh my God, those men have like so many issues that have gotten old. Like they must feel like people, women or men or whatever, only like them for their power and money. And I have a solution for everyone. It's gonna be raining men, because that's what happens during apocalypses. And when the Anunnaki come back, there's like a bunch of men that fall from the sky. So it's gonna be like a party for everyone. But also like the solution to the whole like looking for youth to give answers when they have not been able to provide answers, right? Like, can you? I mean, if you've taught kindergarten, like they're disgusting and crazy. Like they pick their noses and eat boogers and eat each other's boogers and put their little fingers like all over the place and then smear those germs everywhere. Like and teenagers are not that far. I'm not a mom, I'm an aunt. But you know, there's like there was the thing that got brought up, like how do you elect a mayor for New York that has no experience? Well, you get a bunch of kids, of youth, to be the ones that do the voting, or that have no idea either. So you have like the blind leading the blind. Well, like that is why I think I know that that's what I really respected about working at Seagate, is that they would say the brightest minds. I always felt really welcome there, and it was worse. Like I didn't even apply for that job either. They were like, you were literally the only person that turned in a resume. Or I didn't even turn in a resume. They're like, we searched all the resumes in all the whole world, and you're the only one talking about quantum computers. When I got that internship at Seagate, I was like, all right. But it was worth it because, first of all, because they sought me out. Like they made a real effort to seek me out, but also because they respected the fact that I was like a non-traditional student. And my dad is 80 something and my parents are still together, 16-year difference. My siblings' partner is like much younger, or relatively younger, right? So like age is not a thing. But the solution to all of that nonsense is to just like to be a Schrodinger cat. But no, not really. So either you live in the death state or you extend life, right? So I think that's why clever minds are like such welcoming words. And that's why Mr. D is like the oldest thing around, right? Because he's like Jesus' older brother. And so, well, in my family, I upped and moved from Colorado to El Paso to make sure that my dad stayed alive, because you know, I listened to the wind and stuff, and I knew that he needed like medical, like emergency medical help, and I've done that for my family for forever, but not just for the elders, for the babies, like for all of them, right? Like there's the respect when your core family is still together. Like I don't know what it's like in other cultures or anything, but like the respect for the elders, and that's what's coming back, is like it's the return of the ancient and the ancient autonomous intelligence. But that's why I'm saying like so that's my position. It's my value add, is I'm the Pied Piper, charging the troll toll, the fee. So I am also delighted for Blue Origin, but I really think there's gonna be a lot of stuff falling from the skies. This is a very long video, but I had to say all that.